morning. Brr. Yeah. Anything warm inside my sleeping bag, but getting out of bed in the morning is a little harder in September. It's just about 8:30 in the morning. At some point last night it rained. I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to get soaked while brushing through things. If there's ever a time I need good weather, it's the next 3 days where I'm going to be brushing against everything. So even if it rains in the nights, like if it really, really rains, I would get totally soaked by brushing through things, right? So hopefully I can avoid that. Well, it's not raining or anything. It's also not looking fantastic, but yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. Figure things out. Gotta start the day off with some coffee. Mocha. Well, I'm in one of the toughest places to reach in Jasper National Park. A lot of people have visited here in the 80s and 90s, before 2003, but in the last 10 years, that's down to, I bet, maybe a dozen to 25 people have been here. And that number is only going to keep falling. So it could be one of the last, just recreational users who come to this cabin. So, cheers. Oh, God. Glorious sun hitting my face. Another thing, too, that makes me happy is I've gone and tested. Not a drop. It's pretty dry, so whatever rain fell, apparently the foliage and the trees just ate it. And now the sun's out, so that'll help even more. Fantastic, baby. Okay, now that I'm starting on the Rocky River burn, it is time to deploy my secret weapon. Last time I tried to do this hike from the other side, I had a horrible time with, and my legs were just cut up and beat up, and it's one of the reasons I had to stop. I mean, not the primary reason, but one of the reasons. Just climbing over trees, just climbing. They were just torn up. So I went and bought myself something. Yeah, you're seeing that right. That is hockey shin pads, knee pads. So I brought along, I went to a surplus store, bought some cheap secondhand pads. They're even too small for me as far as like actually if I wanted to play hockey. Maybe they're okay. Brought out the old sock tape, back to the old hockey days, and strapped them up. There you go. And for my hands, which were also kind of torn up, I brought gloves. These are like the kind of gloves, these are just like work gloves basically, right? So it's it's kind of silly, it's kind of stupid, but hey, we'll see if it works, man. Do whatever you got to do. Who would have ever thought I have a hike where I'm climbing over, I could be climbing 1,000 trees in the next 3 days. Who knows? All right, so I climbed over and just crossed on some of these logs. That's one tree. Just as big a problem is going to be trying to find the trail, right? Because already, I know the normal trail crossed over there. This was just for the water source. There's a bit of something here, but then it goes into that. So yeah, I'm going to try tree counting too. I mean, it'll be something to do. It's more about obstacles today than distance. I mean, I have 10 hours to go 6 kilometers. Here we go. Here's the tread. I think. So yeah, it's, there's a lot that's going to happen here. I'm off to a very good start here. Trying to figure out what the tread is.
I think the best way I'm going to figure it out is old, like around here, I can't see a single thing that's been cut. And you know, they did try to keep this thing going for a while. Right there is where it, you know, where that's normally you would cross, right? I crossed over there where the water source is, but now of course I'm beating my way back here, so I didn't accomplish much by crossing over there. This is already so hard. I mean, I gotta find something that's cut. I can't find the tread. Like right away, I've lost the tread. And I mean, I go like 10 feet forward, put down my bag again, look around, I still can't find anything cut. It feels like it's like my only hope of actually finding something. Starting to wonder if I even went the right way. You know, was I supposed to go that way? Well, I gotta figure this out. You know, maybe the cabin wasn't on the original trail. Maybe there's a little break-off trail that goes to the cabin, right? So, just because I was at the cabin doesn't mean the main trail went right through there. I actually did find a bit of a track heading to the water. It's a prominent track, but it looked terrible. That was last night. I didn't think anything of it, but maybe that was the track. I mean, on Maps.me, it does show the trail down closer to the river, but I mean, yeah. A lot of times you just ignore that. But in this case, it's, I guess, a bit of a clue. It's all I really got to go on because I'm not finding anything up here. Well, I'm doing great so far. The knee pads were already driving me crazy, so now I've taken the opportunity of sitting on this deck to tape the living hell out of them so that they don't like fall down and get caught on stuff. That tread, a pretty good tread. I found it over there. Definitely starting to think that's the trail. Well, did I say something about having 10 hours to reach the Grizzly campground? Make that 9.5. Okay, I think this is a good tread. Now it's a matter of finding some kind of trail clearing along said tread. I do see some stuff cut, but I'm pretty close to the cabins, so I don't trust that yet. Let's figure it out. Believe I have found the tread. This kind of thing, this is just gonna be normal for me. Probably all day long. Tree count 19, 20, 21, 22. I won't count that one. 23. I don't care about, 24, 25. The little ones lying across the trail, big deal. It's when you got an obstacle. 7, 8, 9, 10. What am I at? I don't know. 26, 27, 28. Tree count 65. And I got an old bridge. Obviously, I'm on the track again. 386 trees in 500 meters. And I'm having problems holding the tread. When you have to hunt around for a tread and you have to jump trees just to hunt around, that's horrible. I mean, as if jumping 386 trees in 500 meters isn't bad enough. What do I want to do? Do I really, I mean, the decision to turn back has got to come pretty quick, right? Because every tree I jump over, I would hunt over again. 386 trees at 500 meters. It's even worse than I thought. I mean, I know that it was terrible after Grizzly Campground, but I didn't think the 6 kilometers to Grizzly Campground would be this bad. It's pretty bad. I think the Rocky River burn has me beaten for a second time. Ben Nierenberg made it through this, and his significant other. I don't know how. Props to that man. That's an amazing feat. I don't think I've got the juice to do this for 10 frickin' kilometers. I thought that it wasn't that bad from here to Grizzly Campground, but it's almost just as bad as the stuff I encountered up there. I was thinking I'd be doing that for 4.5 kilometers, and I was afraid of that. But now, yeah, this isn't even the trail. But I mean, all of it's terrible, right? Man, I already have regret. I really set high standards for myself. You know, when I was in the spring, when I was like crushed that I had to turn back, it's because I wanted to see the cabin. You know, I have this cabin quest, go see all the cabins. But now I have seen the cabin. Turns out they still make trips to the cabin from the other side, so you can go do that. It's, you know, 5 to 8 days depending on how fast you go, but you can still do that. But yeah, think about that. You know, it's this horrible part is at least 10 kilometers long. That I know of, right? And 500 meters, 386 trees. What's the math there? So in 5 kilometers, it's 3,800 trees. In 10 kilometers, you're over 7,000. Over 7,000 trees. It's, yeah. I'm insane, but I'm not that insane. I still want to keep going. I have enough days. But like, you know, I don't want to drop dead. I don't want to drop dead from fatigue. Another reason to turn back is the trees, some of them are still pretty wet from last night. And you know what you end up doing? You stand on them a lot. At some point, I'm going to slip off and kill myself, right? Especially as I get more and more impatient trying to get over all this. So, you know, yeah, so safety is another reason to just call her quits on this one. 7,000 trees, I think is, you know what? That's a pretty reasonable limit, right? Not too many people will deal with 7,000 trees. Well, even with a lot of tape, I don't think I'll be doing this knee pad thing again. A lesser man would just take them off right now and leave them out here. I've seen on the Fortress Lake Trail, I saw people leave their boats. You know, as soon as they were done with them, they just abandoned them. Not me. I'm gonna bring these back to the cabin, pack them up, and I get back to the car, I will show them to you on camera. These are coming out with me. I'm not abandoning shit out here. Well, let's gather myself. Mentally, physically, take off these stupid knee pads. Scrap that idea. It is 9.4 kilometers to the flat spot where this atrocity begins. So yeah, that is literally about 7,000 trees. And then from there, it's still sucks, but you can make half decent time, right? I'm not a machine. I just can't. Adrenaline and desire and determination will only take me so far. Oh, this is still a hard pill to swallow. How did Ben Nierenberg do this last year? And his lady. You like to think you're the toughest, you can handle whatever. But the fact is that I am 46 years old. Him and his lady are not. And they are pros. I mean, apparently he's the youngest, one of the youngest guys to accomplish, I don't even know. Someone told me this. But yeah, I've been doing this for 6 years and I'm an old man. No matter how insane I am, yeah, I have limits. Well, it's time to head out. I gotta start thinking positively, you know. That's really is. Like, if you think negatively, no matter what happens in your life, you'll probably be unhappy, right? Because you can always find something to make negative. I managed to get out here and see this cabin, which is a pretty big deal. This is a hard-ass cabin to reach. And, you know, that's a pretty big positive right there. I can continue on with my quest to see the cabins because I've done this. So, yeah, that's, you know, that's a pretty big positive. This is pretty cool. I'm going to start walking it off. Head on out. The trail is going to seem amazing after what I just did. I mean, I just jumped over almost 800 trees and it's noon. This is a little tough. I can't believe I'm doing the walk of defeat again. This is the third time this season. And it's the second time on this Rocky River burn. God, I'm trying to be positive. I really am. But, I mean, the heck have I done? I've got like 35 kilometers of walking defeat now to do. One last tree from the burn. Can't expect park wardens to get every last thing, especially because she hasn't been here since last year. Took the bag off and slid under it, so good excuse to have a bit of a break. Well, I'm back to the original Rocky River channel. Old bridge is over there. I'm not gonna bother bushwhacking over to it. Why should I, right? I'll cross over here, find a good place to get up, and I'll use that trail that I scouted yesterday to walk all the way around and get to the part of Rocky River where it really spreads out. Why not, you know? There you go, across the Rocky River again. Still managed to get just above my knees, even though it's a lot more spread out here. And it's swift. I'm gonna head back over here. I'm gonna take a break while I got views all up and down the valley like this. And then the next goal is Climax Creek. I'm back at Climax Creek. I'm actually down to the creek this time. I'm just cooling off my my noodles. Decided to put some food in myself. And look at this over here. This is just kind of creepy. Like, did a bear or whatever just come and puke up just that little bit of berries? Like, who put that there? A strange sight. I don't see berries anywhere else. Yeah. All right, I got food in me. It's 2:30. I think I'll head out, and I think I shouldn't have a whole lot of problems getting to Rocky Forks Horse. For the last damn time, Climax Creek. I keep saying goodbye to you for the last time. This time, I hope it's for real. I don't see any other reason to come back here. I'm tired. Even just doing that tree hopping for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever that was, I think it's probably 3 or 4 times harder than a regular day's hiking, right? I just didn't have it in me. It's like, it's not worth it. It's not. Well, aside from my tree hopping, hiking all the way to Rocky Forks is it's just a little uphill. You're going up valley now. So it was nice when I was doing Rocky Forks all the way to the cabin. So assuming I make it all the way there, it's gonna be another big day out here on the backpack. Well, the kilometers are coming. Still gotta appreciate some of the awesomeness. Now this is my 4th time through this scene, but that's pretty awesome. Quite the square. Look at that, I'm back at the same rock draw where I got lost 2 years ago. And I found the phone line thing that, I don't know what this is called, which led me to keep walking down here. And now that I found it again, I know that I'm going too far down here and that I shouldn't be. I should be up here. You think those phone lines, yeah, oh yeah, I see a blaze now. You would think that would lead you the right way, but apparently not. Apparently the phone line went a different direction in the trail. Or maybe that tree decided to magically move its way down here. I don't know. Well, it's about 20 after 6. It looks like I'm gonna get done what I wanna get done. And then we'll cut the corner one more time. I think I've finally figured out how without a bunch of pain. Well, first thing I'm gonna do is just walk around over here. This thing is practically dry here. Not that it would matter that much. I've been just traipsing right through the water all day. It's probably why I've managed to get here, because I saved, instead of changing my shoes out like 5 times, saved a bunch of time doing that. So the trail comes out over there. I've come around this corner now. So I'm effectively going around the trees that are horrible. The last time I weirdly found a marker up here. Now I'm kind of wondering if it's still there. Back there's the medicine tent. And yeah, I'd love to know the story behind this. Who is this supposed to be for? Not like there's some kind of trail behind it. And the second one, when you keep following this drainage. I don't know if I saw that one last time or not, but here it is. And they just look so not all that old. It's the funny part. And yet nobody would know to come over here and look for them. I just happened to run into them last time. Marker is just back here. Busted through, just jumped over this. Well, got 1 foot wet, so not really over. Last time I broke out over there and I wandered around and looked in the trees and found a trail. And followed it and eventually stumbled into the main trail. This time I have the benefit of just being here yesterday, and I know that 350 meters down here, thanks to my marking things on GPS, even though I think I'll never be back, I know that that's the trail going into the cabins, so real easy. Oh, look at that. At least this one looks like it's been up here a while. I didn't see that till I was almost on top of it. You sure as hell can't see it from way over there, not unless you cleared out some of the branches and stuff. Oh, well, there's basically nobody using this way anymore anyway, except for explorers like me. This one faces back the other way. You get the idea. I got 200 meters to go. So clearly, instead of that awful trail, they were routing people around all this. There you go, there's the trail. And the marker is still there for the terrible one. If you're gonna divert everyone around, then why not take that marker down and put a bunch of logs across it? And anyway, no one should use that trail. Trail is just over. Well, yesterday I stayed at the cabin and did something the Parks doesn't like, but I'm not gonna keep that habit up. I only stayed there because I was afraid of what was going to happen today, and man, I had every right to be. 700 meters to the horse campground. You know, I'm here, by the way. I don't even know if I mentioned. I'm here, I'm safe. I have a pretty good plan for getting out of here. I'll get out of here just fine. I've done it before. I could be like 4 kilometers away from where I started this morning after jumping over 2,000 trees, 2,500 trees, whatever. Exhausted, bleeding, sore as hell, and wondering if I'm going to make it out of there. And maybe with no real water source anywhere nearby. And God knows what I would set my tent up on. So, I can be grateful for that. Because that is a very real possibility for what could have been tonight. Maybe not even getting to Grizzly Campground and just having the most horrific day. I mean, I had planned on having a horrific day, but I didn't plan on having like 3 of them in a row. Something I have to tell myself regularly, and I'm going to pass it on to you. If you never, ever, ever turn back on a backpack, at some point you'll just die. Right? There has to be a turn back point. So I've turned back twice this year, 3 times really, with the big snowpack on my first one. So, and I tried some really hard things, right? But yeah, I mean, if you're just never going to turn back, if you're just going to keep plowing ahead, you'll die. You'll die out here. So this trail is my turn back trail. I mean, I will never do it. It's only going to get worse every single year. That's the way it is, man. Just got to live with it. Well, that was certainly a busy day. I don't even know what else to say about it. Tomorrow I'll try and get myself out of here in one cut, right? I left my car in Hinton. I'm glad I did now. That's why I did, so I wouldn't have pressure to finish one direction or the other. I don't know if I can walk 20 kilometers and then get a ride out from Cardinal Pass. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, deal with that tomorrow. Good night. Morning. Sleeping in the outdoors is weird. I mean, I was tired. I was really tired. But I didn't sleep well. No. Not at all. Oh, Lord. Well, it actually looks like a totally blue sky day, and that's pretty cool. I like the outdoors, but it is time to get out of them. It's probably my last morning of the season. I'm honestly thinking about another little overnight, just a quick overnight in October, like early October, but we'll see. Highly dependent on the weather, right? If it was like this, sure. To a crazy season, man, an absolutely insane season. Oh. Good Lord. I don't need no woman. I just make sweet love to my coffee and hot chocolate every morning. All right. Just about 10:30. That's later than I wanted to get away, that's for sure. Sent a message to my friend Dieter with my inReach, asking him to pick me up at Cardinal Divide at 7. And I mean, I have like probably 21, maybe 21 and a half kilometers to Cardinal Divide. I have to get over, I have to climb the pass. Yeah, I still have to stop at the water up here and just get my knees in and stuff. I'm tired after 3 long days. I'm not used to, I usually do 15, 20 kilometer days every bloody day. Especially not when I started this hike with 7 days of food on my back. But yeah, so it's a bit of a tall order, but I want to be sleeping on my bed tonight in Edmonton at like, at my parents' house, be like midnight or something. It's going to be a long day. What a gorgeous day. Holy crap. This is late September. I had amazing weather on this. I got rain at just the wrong time. The night that I was, you know, giving me wet trees. The day I was about to try and climb over them all. But, man. Crazy. Okay, one obstacle down. 500 meters by ass. 500 meters is the old Rocky Forks course that they moved. I looked, it was like 1.7 kilometers. Damn, that should be changed. Oh, whatever. Let's go. All right, I'm at the old hiker horse split on the way to Medicine Tent. This part I haven't seen. At least there's a little piece of trail I haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen it in 2 years. Well, even now in September, this is still a bit of a pain in the butt over here. There's still water running through this. Phew. All right, well, we'll figure it out. Nothing to do but figure it out. Well, I was able to mostly bushwhack around that part. I think I remember more. We'll see what happens. I remember this was totally like a crossing. Just a little bit of water left here. A little bit over there. So at least that's better in September. And I remember this. Right now it's a rock hop, but I remember it was definitely raging pretty decent 2 years ago. First obstacle of the day. I think I can probably rock hop with these boots. Maybe up here somewhere. Not too bad. All right, I am almost at Medicine Tent. Well, I'm at Medicine Tent. I think I'm doing well. It's not even 2 o'clock. I left at 10:30. So, I don't know, that's probably 10, 11 kilometers down. Now I gotta climb Rocky Pass though, so I know I got a bunch of, you know, I've never done that before, not from this direction. But yeah, I know what to expect. But I've been down the other side. I've been down it twice, so. Nice thing about this pass is it does break you in nicely for a while, you know, you're climbing but not major. I know what's coming, of course, but at least it's yeah, at least you work up to it. Well, first break and I've managed all this. Soon I'll be at the crevasse. And then from there, I know it's gonna kick up a few notches. All right, got steep over here for a bit. Our first steep climb of the day, not my last. Down here, all on there. That's gonna go back up there. And I'm gonna have to carry on up into the rocks. I've seen this a few times now, and it's not very wet, so it appears I'm following a bear. Make sure I bear call a lot. Come on, bear, you're a lot stronger than I am. I definitely shouldn't catch you. Phew. You can see my progress. I have captured back all my hard-fought elevation and a little bit more. Now into the trees because it is, which I'm glad of because it is hot. I think this is my last look at the valley. Woo! Nice. That's basically the end of my climbing. I don't think I need to be afraid of the bear anymore either, because now I'm not going to come around a corner and blind spot him, right? He's in this pass. I'll see him a long ways, and he'll see me a long ways away. So pass lasts about 3 kilometers, so I got work to do. But yeah, I mean, this is the highest point. The pass is over there, but it's lower than this. Beautiful, just beautiful. Well, I'm happy I haven't seen that bear. It actually would be a dangerous time of year to run into a bear. You know, late September, it's fall. They're putting on weight for the winter, and they know if they have enough weight on for winter. If they don't, they might decide to look at you and decide, well, it's you or me. Right? Decide to feed on you. A bear that might never have even thought of doing that might decide that that's the time. I think you need to be a little bit later in the season, honestly, but still. Fall is kind of that's what happened to a grizzly man, right? A grizzly looked at him, decided, I don't have enough weight on for the winter, I'm going to die, I can't go into hibernation, and decided that grizzly man was going to feed him. Anyway, kind of morbid. I gotta get one more shot of this, this is just too pretty. Just too pretty to not take something. It's a beautiful pass. It really is. Little milestones. Cardinal Divide. We'll see where I gotta go from here. Down here, this little ledge down here, that's the oh boy, that's the outfitter camp, and behind that you can see the meadow I'm gonna go by. Got some waypoints to get through before I get there, but getting there. Look at that. Remember the shoes on day 1? They're gone. Somebody really did leave them here with the intention of just coming back and using them to cross. Cool. I am not gonna bother. Let's just go. All right. Done. Oh man, at the end of a backpack, that is a merciless, brutal climb. Oh. We'll definitely take the normal way back this time. The first time I experimented with quad road, I had to bushwhack my way through some nasty, dirty willows from all the quad splash and got all over my pants. It's funny though, it doesn't show that much on day 5. But yeah, I'll just take this. I know this is kind of a boggy area at one point, but that's fine. Pretty nice shot. I don't think I got that view when I was walking in here. I was on the other side. Whew. These are some creepy looking clouds. Straight out of the scary part of some old Disney movie. Well, you can see this is an area that probably is boggy most of the summer, but September it's not. Hopefully it keeps going like this. That's it. Leaving the meadow. So there's going to be no boggy part in September. This trail is perfect pretty much. Cool. It's good to know. Little milestones, but they add up. I just got to deal with the puddles on the road for the next few kilometers. don't think this water is the greatest, but it'll suit my purposes. I might have to stay the night up at Cardinal Pass, right? I don't know if my ride is coming. He might have to work late today. And then maybe I can't catch a ride. So I'm gonna grab 2 liters. It'll be for boiling, for cooking. And that will be enough to take care of me. Okay. Still have about, I think, 1.3 kilometers and probably a solid 100 meters of elevation to gain, but it's 6 o'clock. Got lots of time. Go get her done. There is a shortcut or two I could take, but you know, the elevation is awful, and this is just gonna make it even steeper. Plus, what if my friend decides to drive down here, right? Gotta make sure I'm on the road to greet him. Hell, I wouldn't want him to miss me, that's for sure. Oh my, almost done. Well, I made it. Man, that feels like, I have no idea what that is for elevation, but that is quite the climb. It is 6:30. I told Dieter I would be here by 7, so who knows? I haven't got any message from him. I mean, you actually get a little bit of service up here. It's just the tiniest bit. Let's see what happens though.
Service in about 20 minutes.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
You got beer or anything?
Beer?
Do you need any beer?
You need any beer or anything?
Well, I lucked out. I got a ride with some hunters on their quads down to Catamount, and then I was starting to think I definitely wasn't going to get a ride from Catamount to Hinton, but a nice guy stopped, and yeah, my buddy Dieter, he couldn't come. He actually didn't get my inReach message, so what do you do, right? He's a gem for giving me, for the rides he's given me, he's a total gem of a man. Well, what can I say about the backpack? I saw the Grizzly cabin. Honestly, that was the primary goal. I really wanted to get through, but I just didn't have it. I don't think I wanted it that bad, obviously. I just didn't have it in me. I just didn't have it in me to put thousands of trees between me and civilization, right? Like exhausted, bleeding, and wondering what to do, so I guess, yeah. Anyway, get out there and hike. Hey, it's just a few days later. I forgot, but I did promise to show you that I did, in fact, carry these stupid things out of the wild. And I'm about to go and just hand them into a sports surplus repurposing store for free and just be like, here, you can sell them again. Get out there and hike.